Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. From today we are going to start lesson number 12, and as usual I'm going to start from the rules first. So this lesson is about la nafiyatu lil jins. This is the law that negates the whole genus, the whole category of a thing. Hal darasna al harufan nasikha. Have we studied the harufun nasikha? The harufun nasikha we have studied before, and those are the particles like inna and its sisters, which cancel the action of mubtada and khabar. So they come on jumla ismiya and they cancel the action of mubtada and khabar, and mubtada becomes ismu inna and khabar, the khabar becomes khabru inna and or its sisters. So similarly la behaves the same way. Kulta lana inna hunaka harufan ukhra. You said to us that there are other words, meaning other than inna and its sisters. Naam, yes. Wal yawma, and today nadrusu, we study harfan akhara, another harf or another particle min al hurufin nasikha, from the particle of nasikha, from hurufin nasikha. Wa huwa, and it is la nafiyatu lil jins, and is called la nafiya lil jins. There are some examples. Fala jaiya fil madinati. So there is no one hungry person, there is no hungry person in the city. So this la negates the whole category of the hungry persons in the city. Anyone that can be called a hungry person, so this la negates the whole category of that in the city. La buddha min an azhaba ila al khalifati. I must go to the caliph. Similarly, la kalama qabla ta'ami. There is no talking before the food. So kalama, again, any kind of kalam that you can call it, any category of kalam, any category of that you call it kalam or talking. La kalama means absolutely no talking before the food. These examples are taken from the main lesson, but just for now we understand this without the context. La shakka annaka jayun. There is no doubt that you are hungry. La budda an uallima haza shaykha shay'an min adabit ta'ami. I must teach this shaykh or this elderly man anything from the manners of eating. Fala jaya akilun. So there is no hungry person who is sane. There is no hungry person who sane hungry person, I mean who has intellect. In other words, the intellect goes away when somebody is hungry. This is what it means from this sentence. La ta'ama bila hulwin. There is no food without the sweets. I mean anything that you call a food, the whole category of the food or the foods there is no such food without the sweets. I mean the sweets are must with the food. So this is what it means from this sentence. Now these are some similar examples like for that explain la nafiya lil jins, and we see that the ism that is coming after la is mansub and is nakira, like la jaiya, la buddha, la kalama, la shakka, la ta'ama. So they all are nakira, and with the fatha sign. So now there is an explanation for the one of them, which is la jaya akilun. So if we study this sentence, so la is la nahiya lil jins, jaya is ismu la nahiya and is mansoob, just like ismu inna, and akilun is khabru la nahiya marfu, just like khabru inna or its sister. So this function is doing this, la is behaving the same way. So ma now la fil jumlat sabika. What is the kind of la in this the previous sentence? Narifu, we know annaha, that lin nafi, that is used for negation. Walakin, but maza tanfi fil hazihil jumlati, what it is negating in this sentence, what this la is negating. Innaha tanfi wajuda ayyi ja'in akilin, it is indeed negating the presence of any hungry person who is akil, who has intellect. Mean is negating the presence of any sane hungry person, the person who has intellect and is hungry. So means there is no hungry person that has intellect. So is negating the this jayun akilun. This is any the person with intellect and also hungry. Or tanfil akla an kulli jinsil jai, or it negates the intellect or the mind, the brain, it negates an kulli jinsil jai, from all the category or the jins or the genus of the hungry persons. So it negating that there is no brain, no akal in the category of all the hungry persons. So this is what it is negating. فَنَحْنُ لَا نُرِيدُ أَن نَتَكَلَّمَ عَنْ جَاءٍ بِعَيْنِهِ. So we don't wanna. So I mean, when it's negating the whole category of the hungry person, so we don't wanna talk about any specific person who is hungry, because all this when this negating all the category of hungry person, there is no any specific that we can talk about. So this is negating the whole category. Fama now la fi hazihil jumlati, what is the kind of law in this sentence? Hiya la nafiya lil jins, this is the law that is called the negation an nafiya lil jins, for the negation of the whole genus or the whole category. Walakinnaka kulta, but you said fi bidayat ad-darsi, in the beginning of the lesson, inna, that la nafiya lil jins harfun nasikhun is one of the harfun nasikh. So that this is harfun nasikh. Naam, yes. Fahiya min akhawati inna, so this is also like a sister of inna. Watamalu nafsa amaliha, and it works as they work. So it works the same way. Walakin bishurutin, but with some conditions. So in this case there are some conditions which were not there for inna or its sisters. Ma hiya shurutu li takuna la nafiya lil jins, what are the conditions that make to make it la nafiya lil jins? So here are some conditions. Condition number 1, ismu la nafiya lil jins yakunu nakiratan. So the ism, so in this case like I said, jayun is ismu la nahiya and akilun is khabru la nahiya. So the ismu of the la is always going to be nakira. So this is one of the conditions, that the ism is always going to be nakira. Or mudafan ila nakira, or if it's a mudaf, then it has to be I mean, it should be mudaf of the nakira. So like in this example, la taliba ilmin kusulun, There is absolutely no student who is lazy. So in this case, taliba ilmin, this is coming as mudaf and is nakira. So this is the first condition, that it has to be nakira or a mudaf to nakira. Like talibal ilmin is mudaf, taliba is mudaf to ilmin, which is nakira. So here is an example. La kalama qabla ta'ami. So we cannot say la al kalama qabla ta'ami. We cannot make it marifa. It has to be nakira. So when this is the condition number 1, that the ismu la has to be nakira. It cannot be marifa. Second condition, la tujadu ayyu kalimatin baina la wasmiha. You won't find any word between la and its ism. So la kalama, it has to be come immediately after. There no word can come in between. Wala yakunu ismu la mutaakhiran abadan. So the ismu la will never come late. It has to be come with the la. So when we say la kalama qabla ta'ami, there is no talking before eating. So we can't say that la qabla ta'ami kalama. No, I mean we can't say that. We can't move kalam away from la. So it has to come after. Condition number 3, la yakunu qabla la nahiya lil jins harf of jar. We cannot use any harf of jar before this la. Like la shakka annaka jayun. There is no doubt that you are hungry. So we can't say that bila shakka annaka jayun, that without doubt you are hungry. We cannot use any harf of jar. If we use harf of jar, then it won't be la nahiya lil jins. So if we say that bila shakkin annaka jayun, without any doubt you are hungry, so now we have shakka changes to shakkin, so that means this la is not la nahiya lil jins. So this is a correct sentence, jumlatun sahihatun walakinna, but la fi hazihi jumlat laysat nafiya lil jins. So but this la is not la nafiya lil jins, because this does not meet the condition of that it cannot have any harf of jar attached to it. Wal kalimatu allati ba'daha majruratun bi harfi bi allazi qablaha. And then the other thing is that when harf of jar comes, the ism, it has to make the ism the majrur. So this changes to shakkin, but the la nahiya lil jins, it cannot have tanween, or it cannot have other sign or other harka other than the fatha sign. So this also bila shakkin, this also does not qualify the sentence for that this is la nahiya, because it cannot have shakkin. It has to have shakka or an ism with the fatha, which is in the fatha form. Walakinnana, but we nara anna ismuha nakiratun walakinna biduni tanween, that we see that it's in all those examples, that one is that ism is nakira and there is no tanween, there is no an, is all without tanween. So lianna, because ismuha yakunu mabniyan, because when la comes, the ism, its ismu la becomes mabni, it becomes mabni ala alamatin nasbi, with the sign of nasab. So when it becomes mabni fi mahalli nasbin, with the sign of nasab, and al ismu mabniyu, and the mabni noun la yunawwanu, they don't take tanween. So that is why when la comes, its ism becomes mabni with the fatha, with with the sign of fatha, and because it becomes mabni, so it cannot be heavy. You cannot take tanween. La shakka wa la buddha. La shakka means no doubt, or la buddha means something must. So al buddu is actually tariqun nahrubu biha min al mushkila, is a way to escape from any difficulty. Al buddu is the definition is that is some way to escape from it, from any difficulty. And when la buddha means there is no way to escape, mean it is must. So those two, la shakka wa la buddha, tabirani narahuma kasiran, these are two tabirs, or those are two statements, we can say, that we see a lot. Wa fihima, and in both of them, la nafiya lil jins, in both of them this la is la nafiya lil jins. Wa shakka or buddha ismullah, and the shakka and buddha, they are ismullah. Wal khabru, and we don't see the khabru la here, because for khabru la is mahzufun, and takdiruhu, and the estimation is that this is mawjudun, that there is a word which is mahzuf, which is mawjudun, and that is the khabru la. So when we say la shakka, we mean la shakka mawjudun, there is no doubt present. Wala buddha mawjudun, or there is no way to escape from the difficulty present. So mawjudun is actually shakka or buddha is ismullah, and mawjudun is khabrullah, which is mahzuf. So this is the summary of la nafiya lil jins. Here harfun nasikhun min akhwatu inna. This is one of the particles that are called harufun nasikh, that cancel the action of mubtada and khabar. So this is one of them, and this is from the sisters of inna. Tanfil khabara ana kulli jinsin ismiha, it negates the khabar of in all the genus of the ism. So for example, if we say la jaya akilun, so if we take this example, say la ilaha illallah, so that means there is from this ilaha, this is la nahiya lil jins, in ilaha, this is the anything that you call a god is ilaha. So from the first two words it says absolutely there is no god, there is no any category of god that you can call a god, any idol or anything, there is no god illallah, except Allah. So we can see from this statement that how powerful is this la, how strong, how powerful, that it negates the whole category of the gods except Allah. So when we say it in tanfil khabara an kulli jinsin ismuha, that means la jaya akilun, so this is ismullah, this is khabrullah. So this la negating the khabar in the category of jaya, in the category of all the hungry persons, this la negates the presence of akal, means. So when we say there is no sane person who is hungry, so that means this la negating the khabar in the category of this ism, which is the hungry persons. So this is what it says, that tanfil khabara, it negates the khabar ana kulli jinsin ismiha, in the all the jins or the genus or the category of the ism. Yakunu ismuha mabniyan ala alamati nasbihi fi mahalli nasbin, and so this is the summary we are now studying, that whatever we studied above, this is the summary of all this. So yakunu ismuha mabniyan ala alamati nasbi, so when the la nahiya lil jins comes, its ism becomes mabni with the sign of fatha fi mahalli nasbin, in place of nasab. Khabruha marfoon, and the khabar becomes marfu. Ism is mansoob and khabar is marfu, just like inna and its sisters. Litakunu la nafiya lil jins, but there are to be la nafiya lil jins shurutun, there are some conditions. First condition is yakunu ismuha nakiratan or mudafatan nakira, or the ism, its ism should be nakira or mudaf to nakira. Wala yakunu marifa, and it cannot be marifa. Condition number 2, la yakunu bainaha wa baina ismuha kalimatan ukhra, between its ism and la nahiya lil jins and its ism there cannot be any other word. So in other words, ismu la has to come with la, it cannot come after. La yakunu qablaha harfu jarrin, we cannot put harfu jar before it. So those three conditions need to met for la nafiya lil jins. That was the topic number 1. The next topic is al mutaaddi li maf'ulaini, the transitive verbs that take two maf'ul, like zanna wa hasiba. So these are the two verbs that will always take two maf'ul. So here are some examples. Takhsabu kasrahu madinatan sagiratan, you think his palace is a small city. So we see that hasiba yakhsabu, this is the verb. For anta is takhsabu, so takhsabu is the fi'lun mudari marfun wa alamatu rafi ad-damma wa fa'iluhu damirun mustatirun fihi takdiruhu anta. So is fi'l fa'il, and now kasra is maf'ul bihi, is the first maf'ul, and madinatan is the second maf'ul, sagiratan is the sifa for madinatan. So we see that this verb is taking two maf'ul bihi. Similarly, zannal khalifatu ar rajula asadan jayan, the caliph thought that the man is like a hungry lion. So we see that he thought, so caliph now is a file here for zanna. Caliph thought, he thought what? He thought about a man who he thought that is like a hungry lion. So we see two maf'ul, a rajula and asadan. I have some explanation of the difference between zanna and hasiba. They look like they are used in a similar meanings, but the zanna indicates a probability or a doubt with a belief. So like Khalifa is saying that this man looks like a hungry lion, so he is making a probability here, and which he with the belief. And hasiba, it indicates a probability with the calculations, means in this case it's just a doubt, and hasiba, it is probability with the calculation or with the mental consideration rather than just supposition. So this is just the difference between those two. Now the explanation. So the explanation of this sentence. So both these sentences are the verbs. Both the verbs are taking two maf'ul. So now here is an explanation of this one. Zannal khalifatu ar-rajula asadan. Fi hazihil jumlati al-failiyati ayn al-failu wal-fa'il. In this jumla failiya, where is fail and fa'il? So we know zanna is failu, wal-fa'ilu khalifa is the fa'il. Wa ayn al-maf'ul bihi, where is the maf'ul bihi or direct object? So we know ar-rajula is maf'ul bihi. Ar-rajula is maf'ul bihi. Walakin ma wazifatu asadan, what is the function of asadan? Hiya maf'ulun bihi sanin. So this is the second maf'ul. Wa halil fe'lu zanna lahu maf'ulun bihima daiman. Does the fail like zanna, does it have the two maf'ul always? Naam, yes. فهو من الأفعال المتعدية لمفعولين. Yes, it is one of the transitive verbs that take two maf'ul. So it is for these verbs there will always be two maf'ul bihi. ولكن لاحظ, but note that أن الجملة بدون زنة but note that the jumla without zanna wa fa'iliha and its file is jumla ismiya. So in other words, if we remove zanna and the file, so the what is left is a jumla ismiya. Mean ar-rajulu asadun. Ar-rajulu asadun. The man is a lion. So ar-rajulu is mubtada, asadun is a khabar. So this is what it says, without zanna and its file and al khalifa, the remaining part is the jumla ismiya. Ar-rajulu asadun. Ar-rajulu, so this is like a jumla ismiya. Wa mana haza, which it means that anna al maf'ula bihima li fi'l zanna. So this means that both the maf'ul bihi of the fi'l zanna asluhuma mubtada wal khabar. In original are mubtada and khabar. So one thing to note here that with zanna and hasiba, the two maf'ul bihi are actually mubtada and khabar, just like we have seen here in this example. And there are hunaka afalun ukhra mislu zanna, and there are some other verbs like zanna which are hasiba, ra'a, alima, wajada, etc. Maza nafama min haza, what we understand from this? Zanna, hasiba, ra'a, alima, wajada, all these verbs extra hiya min al afalil mutaaddiyati li maf'ulaini. These are the verbs, these are some of the transitive verbs li maf'ulaini which take two maf'ul bihi asluhuma that are originally mubtada and khabar. So this is the summary of this whole discussion. So this was the group number 1, zanna wa hasiba wa ra, alima, wajada. So this was the group number 1, and in this group both the maf'ul bihi, they are actually mubtada and khabar. So this is one group. There is another group, ata wa manaha, to give. So here are now two other examples. Yamnahu al-ja'iyya ta'aman. He gave the hungry food, or he granted food to the hungry. Vayuti al fakira nakudun. He gives. So this is the manaha, this yamnahu, this is the present tense. Similarly, ata yuti. So manaha is the past tense, yamnahu is the present tense. To grant, to give something. So he is granting the hungry some food. And ata yuti, so yuti is the present tense. So he gives al fakira, the poor, nakudan, some money. So now we see here in both these sentences we see two maf'ul bihi. So yamnahu file is the hidden pronoun in it. Similarly here, and al-jaiya is maf'ul bihi number 1. He gives who? He gives the hungry. He gives what? He gives the food. Similarly, he gives the poor nakudan. So both these sentences, they have two maf'ul bihi, and we see that they are mansub. Asharhu, the explanation, yuti al fakira nakudan. So in this, taking this as an example, fi hazihil jumlatil failiya ain al failu wal file. Where is the fail and file? Al failu, so in this example, fail is yuti and file is the mustatir, the mirun mustatirun, taqdir huwa, which is the huwa, yarjiu ilal khalifa, that goes to khalifa, where that we have in the lesson we will study that this sentence is talking about the khalifa. So this sentence khalifa is not mentioned, but it's referring to khalifa. Wa ain al maful bihi, where is the maful bihi? Al fakira is maful bihi. Walakin ma wazifatu nakudan, what is the function of nakudan here? Here maful bihi sanin. So this is the maful bihi sanin. This is maful bihi awwal, this is maful bihi sanin. Halil feelu ata mutaaddidi li mafulaini misla al feeli zanna, is fail ata is transitive that takes two maful like the verb zanna. Huwa mutaaddi li mafulaini, yes, it is transitive that takes two maful. Walakinnahu, but it laysa misla al fail zanna, but is not like the fail zanna. So is kind of the verb which takes two maful bihi, but is somewhat different. And what is the difference? Fal maful bihima mal fail ata laysa aslumaha mubtada wal khabar, and those two maful bihi, they are not like originally they are not mubtada and khabar. So this is the only difference. This takes two maful bihi, but those two maful bihi, they are not mubtada and khabar. فلا يمكن أن نقول, so we cannot, it's not possible to say al-fakiru nakudan, the poor is money. So this does not make any sentence. So al-fakiru we cannot say is mubtada wa khabar, because if we say al-fakiru nakudan, the poor is money, which is fahaza khatau fin mana, which is a mistake in meaning. So the only difference is that this does not make a mubtada and khabar. The two maful bihi, they are not originally mubtada and khabar. Wahal hunaka afalun ukhra misla ata, are there other verbs like ata? Naam, yes, minha, like manaha, so we studied two of them, manaha and ata. Similarly we have wahaba, sa'ala, to give, to question, etc. Maza nafamu min haza, what we understand from this? Ata, manaha, wahaba, sa'ala, etc. these verbs, hiya min al afalil mutaaddiyati, these are the transitive verbs, li mafulaini, that take two maful bihi, laysa asluhuma al mubtada wal khabar, but they are not originally mubtada and khabar. So this is the summary of this group of verbs that take two maful bihi. So now from those two groups, this is the summary. Maza nafama min kulli haza, this is the summary. Al failul mutaaddi li mafulaini, the verb, the transitive verb that takes two maful bihi. So here is the summary of this whole discussion. Bazul af'ali lazimatun, some verbs are intransitive. Laysa laha maful bihi, that they don't take any maful bihi. So those are called intransitive or af'alul lazima. So I have an example here. This one, like zahaba ilal masjidi, he went to the mosque. So we don't need any maful bihi here in this sentence. So this is kind of a intransitive verb, zahaba. So this here the action does not pass to the object, so the object is not required. And wabazul afalil mutaaddiyatun, and there are some verbs that are transitive, laha maful bihi, that need the maful bihi. Without the maful bihi, the sentence is not complete. So like the example here, sharahal muallimu ad-darsa, the teacher explained the lesson. So here like this, so here the action passes to maful bihi. He explained what, the teacher explained what, the teacher explained the lesson, ad-darsa. So this sentence is like kind of the transitive verb. Sharaha is the transitive verb that needs a maful bihi. So in this sentence we need a maful bihi to convey the meaning. So some verbs they don't need maf'ul bihi, some verbs they need maf'ul bihi. وبعض الأفعال المتعدية, but some transitive verbs some need just one, but some transitive verbs لمفعولين they need two maf'ul bihi. وهذه الأفعال نوعان, and these are of two kinds. So the verbs that take two maf'ul bihi, they are of two kinds, which we have just studied above. المتعدي لمفعولين أصلهما المبتدا والخبر. The transitive verbs that take two maf'ul bihi, so first group is the verbs that take two maf'ul bihi. Those two maf'ul bihi originally they are mubtada and khabar, and that group is zanna, hasiba, ra'a, alima, wajada. So this is one group. And group number two, al-muta'addi li maf'ulaini laysa aslumha mubtada wal khabar. Then another group of verbs that take two maf'ul bihi, but those two maf'ul bihi are originally not mubtada and khabar, and that group is here are some verbs like ata, manaha, bahaba, sala. So this is the summary of the verbs that take two maf'ul bihi. So that completes the rules of the lesson, and then we have some Arab. We will do these Arab next time in the next session, and then we will do we'll study the main lesson Al-Arabiyyu wal Khalifa, which is the Bedouin and the Caliph. So we will study this lesson, and we will, whatever the rules that we have applied, that we have learned, we're gonna apply on this lesson with explanation. So I'm gonna stop it here now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.